Hello, my name is Latalia Seitner, but I prefer to be called Talia. I currently am a elementary school third grade teacher. This is actually my classroom, and in this video I will reflect on my professional dispositions, areas for growth, and what it means to be a professional educator. So, one disposition I possess that contributes to my success as an educator is care and empathy. I value my students as individuals, and that is first and foremost. I like to create a safe space so they could feel emotionally secure. And once they're feeling like safe and emotionally secure, the classroom environment changes. They're more willing to take academic risks. They're more willing to engage in the classroom discussion or whatever participation might look like that day. I take the role as an educator very seriously because I needed a teacher like who I am when I was a student growing up. I consistently reflect on my practice and adjust my instructions to meet the diverse needs of my students. I also value fairness and equity. I believe that all students deserve high access to instruction and education, and no matter their backgrounds at all. This belief guides me on how I manage my classroom, how I communicate with families, how I advocate for students. These dispositions allow me to build and foster the positive learning environment where students can succeed and academically be successful. One disposition that I need to work on is self-reflection and balance. As a dedicated teacher, I kind of sometimes place high expectations on myself, and it causes me to overthink. I get really, really nervous. Maybe it's translating a little bit in this video. But I just try to practice with self-care and maintaining balance to avoid burnout. I'm also working on patience with myself during challenging situations. I know as a teacher, sometimes it requires flexibility, and I'm learning to give myself grace, the same grace that I give my students every day when they get overwhelmed and I see how anxious they could get and how overwhelming, and it really kind of distracts you from the task at hand. So what really is going to help me in the future is to be reflective and efficient in my decision making by continuing to develop in areas where I could see growth. So what does a professional educator look like, and how do they behave? I reflected on this a lot because I know sometimes you have to adapt towards your students, but there's a few things that educators should never change about themselves. A professional educator should always demonstrate integrity, respect, and accountability for all interactions, as well as they're maintaining equitable standards as far as like modeling the ethics code and making sure that they bring that in their classroom where students could feel safe at all times. Communication consistently and professionally with all buckets as far as schools, communities, as far as families, and respectful communication with your students and your peers. The ethic codes of conduct and a commitment of lifelong learning should be tied in to how you approach your everyday classroom and how you just carry yourself, because you kind of are a pillar in the community. Everybody looks to you as a teacher, so you should be modeling and acting according to. So most importantly, professional educators should advocate for students and act in ways that promote fairness, dignity, and academic success. That way it drives the student to want more and is looking at the teacher as a role model. The best decisions are always guided by what is best for students and by learning from the community. In conclusion, my disposition guides how I teach, interact with others, and continue to grow professionally. By strengthening these values, I am committed to becoming an even more effective teacher. Thank you.